All right, welcome everybody to podcast number 409. We're going to talk today about Think and Grow Rich. Stay with us.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to this podcast and this coaching and implementation series. So I prayed last night, hey, how can I really amp up the podcast and really take it to the next level? I think yesterday we had 1,000 downloads in one day. So I really want to take care of people. We were at 408 episodes, and I definitely don't want to get into what's called podcast drift. And what that means is that the podcast host gets tired, or people get tired of the message or the format. So it's recommended to spice things up. So I got down on my knees and I was like, what should I do? So here's the path that I'm going to take, at least for a little bit. And I want your feedback, meaning by email, by LinkedIn, text 602-571-8987, or by, like I said, email jason@elevateconstructionist.com. I really want to see how we're doing with this. But the thought is to have shorter podcasts, so maybe 8 to 18 minutes, and to target having two of them, but at least one a day. But the one main series will be what's called the implementation series. And so I'm going to go through a coaching program, which is in step, meaning in sequence, just like I was coaching somebody one-on-one. And then, since I've been through 408 episodes of the large podcast, I've literally got hundreds and maybe even thousands of little small topics, small hitters that are pertinent, but they don't really, you would have to stretch them to put them into a larger podcast format. So I'm going to have also a short one, hopefully 8 minutes on that as well, and release 2 a day. So let me go ahead and get started. The title of this one is 409, Coaching, Think and Grow Rich, Implementation Series. So let's go ahead and take you through it. It takes all the non-cognitive skills to be great. All the non-cognitive skills: grit, determination, discipline, hunger and drive, growth. Greatness and happiness go to those that are willing to do the hard work. And so as we go into this little coaching series with the new format and the new outline, I have 2 questions for you. What are you most grateful today? What are you most grateful for? Is it your wife? Is it your husband? Is it your children, your partner? Is it God? Is it nature? Is it the economy? Is it Halloween? What is it? So real quick, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. What is the biggest thing today that you're most grateful for? Second question, what are you going to do today to give to other people based on what you're grateful for and the fact that you've received and been blessed with so many things? What is one thing you could do today? A smile, a note, a thank you, a just driving politely, letting somebody go ahead of you in line, letting somebody, like I said, in the grocery store, cut in front of you. I don't know. What is one good thing that you could send out into the universe today? I'll give you 3 seconds. So I'm going to ask you that in each one of these coaching podcast, because it's the key to greatness in the morning. So I'll just tell you, this actually goes into the next thing that I'm going to start doing, is telling you, instead of, what am I excited about? Basically telling you how I'm doing right now. And that's actually going to be in the other short podcast outline, but I'll just go ahead and tell you. So I've been grinding on creating online content for current clients so that their entire organization can get better access cheaper to the concepts that they need to take their next step. And so I've been at home a lot, just doing really hard work, standing up most of the day, recording these. So it's really, really hard work. I feel super tired at the end of the day, but it's really rewarding. So every morning I get up and I go jogging, and it's cooler here in Phoenix now. And at the park, there's a point where I stop and I do box breathing, and I think about what I'm grateful for, what I'm going to do. On the way, I'm listening to scriptures on the way, and then on the way back, on the way back, I listen to The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham, and I read other books. So it's been fantastic. So I'm doing really well, feeling healthy. It's just going really, really well. So let's go ahead and get into the podcast. So I read the book Focal Point. So it isn't the book Think and Grow Rich yet, but the book Focal Point really centered me on what I needed to do to have a mindset that would take me in a better direction and help me to be successful. I think I stumbled onto the book by accident, but I went in there and it talked about how I could be rich, I could be successful, I could own a business, I could do great things, I could be a leader. Theretofore, I was an assistant superintendent and I was like, hey, I'm just going to get to project superintendent. Um, yeah, and that might be it. I would be lucky if I was able to get there. And then I went after reading the book Focal Point and then the book Think and Grow Rich, right? I was able to make it to general superintendent and then a field operations director, project director, and then owning my own business and consulting throughout the world. Mistakenly, some people think that I'm a little bit famous in construction. They don't realize that I live in a normal house, drive an average car, have a normal family, and am just a really normal, flawed human being, and there's nothing famous or important about me whatsoever. But I was able to achieve great things because I was able to focus and then think and grow rich. And I don't have a lot of cash on hand, but right now yet. But I am rich in the ability to go to trainings, to get knowledge, to interact with people, to fly around the world, to be able to do the things and have the influence that I want, right? So I am rich because I'm thinking and I'm focused. So that's my little story. I wish I had a better story for you, but that's it. So here we're going to go. We're into coaching mode right now. Why would you want to get better? I'm not going to go into the rest of the series, which actually I call it the builder basics, the things that we have to have on a fundamental level for us to be great and to do great things, right? So I'm not going to go in that direction unless we can ask ourselves first, why would you want to get better? Why would I want to get better? And I'll give you a little scripture. This is my favorite scripture and all scripture anywhere in the world. Yea, and I know that good and evil have come before all men. He that knoweth not good from evil is blameless, but he that knoweth good and evil, to him and to her it is given according to his desires, whether he desireth good or evil, life or death, joy or remorse of conscience. So we can either, and I've said this scripture to you before, do we want joy or remorse of conscience? It's up to us. So the book Think and Grow Rich, and I'll repeat what Keith Cunningham said, which I really liked. He was like, the book says think and grow rich. It doesn't say feel and grow rich. It doesn't say go with my emotions and grow rich. It doesn't say sit back on the couch and only work 4 hours a week and grow rich. It says think and grow rich. Think and learn and grow rich. Think and develop and grow rich. Think and grind and grow rich. So the book is called Think and Grow Rich. Okay. So in 3 sentences, I can tell you what it's all about. Napoleon Hill researched more than 40 millionaires to find out what made them the men and women that they were. And in the book, Think and Grow Rich, he imparts that knowledge to us. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And so that goes back to that favorite scripture, is I believe that everything comes down to desire. Whether you're religious or not, or you believe in nature or whatever, it doesn't. I'm tolerant and loving of everything. In fact, one of the best things that I love about my religious beliefs is that we have room for everyone. We believe that everyone, according to what they desire in their heart and what they've become and how they treat others and their actions all together, right? Decide what level of existence that they will inherit in the afterlife according to what they've become, and that there's a wonderful place for everybody. And so that's what I love about my faith. And I just believe that. So it all comes down to desire. When I talk at church, and I'm not getting churchy on this, I'm just telling you, it's like, so I'm Christian, so I believe in those things. And when you think about the creation of the world and my faith and the fall of Adam and Eve, and you think about the prophets and the flood, and you think about Abraham and Isaac, and then you think about the coming of Christ on the earth, the atonement, the resurrection. You think about you think about the millennium and everything. All of that's done. It's all done. Done. Check. Done. So if all of that's done, what's left? Us choosing what we're going to do with that information, right? Yeah, we have to choose teams now, right? So it all comes down to desire. If you're like, hey, of all of the steps in Christian belief throughout the history of the world, what is done and not done. You would see an entire checklist, and all of the check marks would be checked except for us choosing what side we're on and what kind of existence we want to inherit. And so that's my belief. I'm not even asking you to believe or even consider that that's true. I'm using it as a mental frame, as a mental context there. So everything comes down to desire. So the 5 big ideas of the book are that the starting point of all achievement is desire. And I agree with this. And that you are the master of your destiny. And that when defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound yet, rebuild those plans, and set sail once more towards your coveted goal. Meaning, get up and move forward. Your greatest success will often come just one step beyond the point at which defeat has overtaken you. And I love the thought that your body, no, sorry. Your mind will give up 100 times before your body will. Your mind will give up 100 times before your body will. And so we have to push past just one step farther past that point of when defeat has overtaken us. And we need to set our minds on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. So in summary, I went through the summary of Think and Grow Rich, and here are some concepts that I like. And these might be a little bit sporadic. I'm excited about this. I don't want the podcast to be too long for you, but here are some concepts. Don't wait. The time will never be right. If you want something, go do that now. I can testify of that when it comes to either changing companies, changing jobs, asking for a promotion, taking the training, starting a business, whatever. You have to get going. Okay. Don't wait. The time will just absolutely never be right. Okay. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose, definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects or success. Thoughts can also be destructive. If you come into a circumstance, you're like, I'm worthless. I can't do this. I'll never be able to do that. I have too many kids. That's when thoughts are destructive. Your mind doesn't know the difference between a real or a perceived memory. So you have to stop saying or thinking negative thoughts and telling yourself negative stories. And you have to start reframing things into powerful thoughts and powerful stories. In the book, Hill learned from years of experience with men and women that what a man really did when a man really desires a thing so deeply that he's willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win. And Eric Thomas always says, and I love me some Eric Thomas, he's like, when you want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe, that's when you're going to win. When you want to succeed badly enough to where you'll be able to tank your retirement when you have 11 kids at the peak of your expenses, that's when you're sure to win. An intangible impulse of thought can be transmuted into its physical successful counterpart. So we have to know what we want and have that determination to stand by that desire until you realize it. And so the reason that this is ahead of some of the other fundamental builder concepts that I want to talk about is that this is the beginning. People are like, why would I improve my handwriting? Why would I keep a to-do list? Why would I start a personal organization system? Why would I stabilize my job? Why would I clean my job? Why would I learn tax planning? Why? Well, the why is freaking, do you want it or do you not want it? Do you want to be successful? And do you see that you can? Are you telling yourself that you can't? Are you disrespecting yourself? So you have to know what you want and have the determination to stand by that desire until you realize it. One of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. And that's why we have to get really comfortable with this failure concept, right? Every successful person has failed. Every successful person has failed. There is no such thing as a victim rich person, meaning they're not, oh, I failed. This person couldn't do this for me. Oh my gosh, they didn't hand this to me. I didn't have a fair break. I wasn't born to great parents. My parents, stop doing that. Stop doing that. There's no such thing as a victim rich person. One of the most common causes of failure in you and in me is the habit of quitting when we think that we have temporary defeat. So, before success comes into your life, you have to realize that you're sure to be met with a lot of temporary defeat and perhaps some failure, and you have to get up and move past that. The more than 500 of the most successful individuals that has ever known Napoleon Hill told him that their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them, or they had perceived that defeat had overtaken them. And one of the main weaknesses of the human race is the average person's familiarity with the word impossible. We quit too soon. So if you can't see yourself succeeding and grinding and driving in your imagination, you won't see it in your life and success and your bank balance in your results. So, you may have been disappointed. You may have suffered some setbacks, some defeats, some hard economic times. You may have felt some great heartache. You may have even felt some physical trauma, but take courage, because these experiences have all tempered your mind and your body and your spirit and made you the person that you are. And you are now trained. I can say that me personally, I've almost been fired. I've been considered worthless on a team. I have been suspended for inappropriate behavior, which I've since repented of and am very grateful for. I have been through hard situations at church where I wasn't asked to do certain leadership positions. I've been criticized over and over, on and on and on, failed over and over. And now, today, when people are like gnawing at me and getting after me and telling me I can't do it, like, I'm almost to the point that it's like, you can't hurt me. Like, I've been there, done that. Like, there's nothing stopping me now. Like, okay. So, and I tell myself this all the time. Hey, Elevate Construction fails. So I lose all my savings, and for some reason I'm running the business wrong and I'm not going to make it. What's the worst thing that can happen to me? I sell the house, sell the truck, declare bankruptcy, head back to my parents' house and start again. Like, what, and would that make me lesser of a person? No, because every successful person has been through those same things. And look at the value. We need to measure our lives by the value that we give. Even if I did fail and everybody, left me and, abandoned me and I wasn't successful or whatever, still, look, there are people that come up all the time and say, Jason, the content that you've given out for free or the training you put together or whatever has been fantastic in my life, and it saved my marriage or changed my, my perspective on things, or just made the entire difference. And so even if I failed, I've already won. And that's going to happen to all of us in life, right? So each of us is what we are because of those thoughts and how we frame those failures and how we think about things and what we permit to occupy our mind. So I will say this. We have to get our mind wrapped around good things. And I'm not talking about self-affirmations or the positive blah, blah, blah BS or whatever. I'm saying that each of us is what we are because of the dominating thoughts which we permit to occupy our mind. And so any idea, plan, purpose, thought may be placed in the mind, and through repetition, it becomes a reality. So in the book, Think and Grow Rich, he says, you need to make a statement. And I have. And you need to repeat that until you believe it. So here's an example of one that they have from the book. By the first day of January, by whatever year, I will have in my possession whatever, which will come to me in various accounts or methods from time to time during the interim. In return for this benefit, blessing, and money, I will give the most efficient service or value to my customers and to the world of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of selling, or providing, I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes, in this success right before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service, the value, or whatever that I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. And so he says, repeat this program night and morning until you can clearly visualize in your imagination the money, the success, or the position that you intend to accumulate. Now, you only accumulate these things to then give. You're not doing it just for selfish reasons. You're doing it to benefit the rest of man or womankind out there, right? So you don't have to feel guilty. Then you place a written copy of your statement where you can see it every day and every morning. Your major purpose in life, the goal towards which you are working, will help you determine What knowledge then, what trainings, what efforts, what positions, what transfers, what opportunities you'll take, what you'll do with your family, what you'll do with church, everything else. So as knowledge is acquired in the direction of what you want, then it has to be organized and be put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application towards some worthy end. So successful people in all callings, they never stop acquiring this specialized knowledge and implementing it. Remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge and action, implementation is power. And so here's a warning. The person who stops studying merely because he or she has finished school or has attained a tenure or whatever is hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter what that person's calling is in life. They have to be learning constantly. And so if you don't love learning, if you're not reading books, if you're not taking trainings, if you're not improving, may God have mercy on your soul, because if you want to achieve heaven, that's it. Heaven is progress, learning, improving, progressing, moving forward, onward. That's why I always say on we go. So the way to success is knowing where you want to go and then the constant pursuit of that knowledge on a day in and day out basis, and then applying that. We rise to high positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can control if we desire to control them. And the only limitation is that which one sets up in one's own mind. And so let me anchor us back to what I was saying in the beginning. Yea, and I know that good and evil have come before all men. He that knoweth not good from evil is blameless, but he that knoweth good and evil, to him it is given according to his desires, whether he desireth good or evil, life or death, joy or remorse of conscience. And I just want to say that everything comes down to desire. So I'm going to get used to my, here we go. I'm going to finish this podcast out strong here. I may or may not get to the second one today based on how long I accidentally did. This is 21 stinking minutes already. Holy cow. So the 7 major positive emotions you can have is desire, faith, love, intimacy, enthusiasm, romance, hope. The 7 major negative emotions to be avoided are fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. And I can talk a little bit about how to get rid of those, but I'll tell you, it's Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, the book program, or the actual in-person or virtual event. So here are my questions as we close this down. What is your purpose? What do you want? Do you want it bad enough to get it? Are you blaming someone else? Are you studying to get where you want to go? What massive action are you taking to get this done? And so I challenge you to consider these questions right now. Think about it, and then write down your purpose statement, because this will head you in directions where you are able to master all of the other fundamental levels of what it will take to be great. On we go.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.